What would you do if your own HOA tried to evict you from the property you legally own with no real reason? That's exactly what happened to me. I own a peaceful lakefront cabin, minding my own business, when the HOA from a nearby development decided they had authority over my land. But instead of backing down, I fought back and ended up legally taking their clubhouse down for trespassing. Yeah, it got real. Let me tell you the whole story. So here's some context. I've owned this small lakefront cabin for about 7 years. It's not part of any gated community or subdivision, it's on its own lot. No HOA listed in the deed, no agreements signed, nothing. But a nearby HOA about a quarter-mile away started expanding their walking trail, and guess what? They extended it straight onto my land. Without asking, without permission. At first, I let it slide, figured it was a mistake. Then came the signs: private HOA trail, members only. They literally put signs on my property like it belonged to them. So I reached out politely. I called the HOA board president and explained the situation. Her response: actually, that land is considered common use under our jurisdiction now. Excuse me, your jurisdiction. Things escalated fast. A week later, I got a formal letter taped to my door, claiming that my own cabin was in violation of HOA rules and would be subject to eviction proceedings. Keep in mind, I never signed anything with this HOA. This wasn't even legally possible, so I called a real estate attorney. Turns out not only were they wrong, but they were actually trespassing with their trail and clubhouse placement. I took it straight to court. With title records, maps, GPS surveys, and video evidence, we proved without a doubt that my property was never, ever under HOA control. Not only that, but their beloved lakeside clubhouse. It was partially built on my lot. They were trespassing for years without even knowing it. The court ruled in my favor. 100%. I gave them 30 days to vacate and remove all their structures. They refused. So I took legal steps to get it demolished. A crew came in, and I stood there with my coffee, watching as their precious clubhouse was taken apart brick by brick. You should have seen the faces of the HOA board members. Of course, they threatened to sue, but the judge already ruled they had no rights to the land. They even had to reimburse me for legal costs. The HOA lost thousands in court costs and reconstruction. They had to reroute their trail, and the new board president publicly apologized for the incident. My neighbors were shocked, but most supported me. Some even admitted they were glad someone finally stood up to the HOA. I'm still living peacefully in my lake cabin today, with zero interference. This story isn't just about property lines. It's about standing up for your rights even when you're outnumbered. HOAs aren't above the law, and just because they act with authority doesn't mean they have it. If you've ever had a crazy HOA experience or you're dealing with one right now, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more real-life HOA chaos. Until next time, know your rights, and don't let anyone push you off your own land. You know, when this all started, I thought I was alone. I thought maybe I was overreacting, questioning myself, wondering if it was worth a fight. But here's the truth. Standing up to an abusive system, even when it's just a local HOA, is never easy, and it shouldn't have to be. What I've learned is this: a lot of people are silently dealing with overreaching homeowners associations. From unfair fines to property threats, or even harassment, these stories don't always make the news. But they're real, and they're everywhere. That's why I started sharing mine. Not just to vent, but to remind people that you're not powerless. You have the right to fight back peacefully, legally, and smartly. So if you're going through something similar, know this: you're not alone. We've built a community here where people get it. Read the comments, share your story, and support each other. Because together, we're stronger than any boardroom of entitled HOA members.